Kelly. Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I am so excited because I am reading strictly horror books this week. Now, not only have I been loving this genre and wanting to read more, but it is also my birthday week, and I decided that instead of happy fun times, we're gonna be creeped out and scared. I don't know, that's what I decided. I really wanted to read horror this week, and I also picked up a bunch of books from the library. So my birthday is on Wednesday. This is kind of my birthday to do, is just to read some scary Summerween vibe books. So like I said, I picked up a ton of books from the library, but I've strictly only picked out 2 authors that I have been loving. And if you have seen my previous videos, you probably can guess what authors that is, and that is T. Kingfisher and Darcy Coates. I went crazy and picked up anything and everything I could find from these 2 authors. For T. Kingfisher, I picked up What Feasts at Night and What Stalks the Dead from the What Moves the Dead kind of series that's going on. I just finished that last month, so I saw these 2 were available and picked them up. I also picked up another T. Kingfisher book that kind of looks spooky, and it's The Hollow Places. So I don't know exactly what this is about, but it looks kind of spooky and ominous with the fog in the tree and all of that. So those are the T. Kingfisher books I picked up. And I picked up 2 Darcy Coates books. I picked up Small Horrors, a collection of 50 creepy stories, and then The Whispering Dead, which is a girl can kind of talk to ghosts. So she likes to write paranormal-esque type things, so I picked up those 2 as well. So the goal for the week is to try to read all of these, but who knows how busy I'm going to be for my birthday week. But I can say that today I have been very busy, so I actually started this video yesterday choosing my first read, which was Small Horrors, the collection of creepy stories. So I'm gonna insert that clip now. Alright, I have my stack of horror books that we need to start. It's currently 9 p.m. Monday. It's dark. I think this is the perfect time to start one of these, and I think I'm going to start with Small Horrors by Darcy Coates, just because it's a collection of creepy stories. And I think this would be kind of fun to start now and kind of maybe read throughout the week. Depends how it kind of goes. But if you don't know, I've been loving Darcy Coates' writing, and I probably have already said that a million trillion times before. But this I saw at the library was really interested, since it was a collection of kind of scary stories. So I think I'm gonna read, I don't know how long the stories are, a couple tonight and see how I feel, because I might enjoy them, I might not. What's the first one called? Let's see. The Dog's Gravedigger. It looks like they're just a couple pages each, so I might read a couple stories and kind of come back and see how it goes. So let's start Small Horrors. Okay, first story. Kind of gross. Also, we're starting off with an animal dead. Okay, getting me sad. Okay, the next one's called Knocker. Okay, so as you saw, I started Small Horrors. I only have gotten to maybe page 26, and the stories are really short. They're maybe 3 to 4 pages. They're teeny tiny stories, and they're kind of off-putting. Of course, they're supposed to, because they're creepy, but some of them I'm just huh, okay, was that necessary to write? But like I said, I'm not too far in it. This is kind of like a fun little like quick read of like, I want something creepy right now. So I've only read maybe like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish stories, 5 or 6 stories. But yeah, I am probably going to continue to read this. I might also start another book just because this is so like quick stories, but who knows. I am pretty busy. I have been busy all morning, and this is like the afternoon, and I finally got to like make a nice coffee and like sit down and eat. So I have some quick chores that I have to do around the house, and then I'm probably gonna jump right back into this. I feel like if I really lock in, I could finish this and move on to the next, since they are short stories. I keep saying that, but probably just gonna put my focus towards this today. So that's the plan. It's been a while. I finally finished all my to-dos for today, so I can finally sit out here and read some creepy stories. So I'm gonna sit here, get some reading done. We got the book. We got some ambiance we're gonna play in my ears. And then my new obsession is this Bad Apple monster. It's so good. It's literally like just apple juice. So we're gonna crack this open. And I'm not gonna drink the whole thing. So good. It's like this and a creepy book. Fall vibes, even though I'm out here in a tank top sitting in the sun. So long time no see. It is Thursday. I did not pick up my camera yesterday, but I have a very good reason. It's because it was my birthday, and my birthday was so busy with doing things and being with people and spending time with people I love, and I think that's just the best way to spend a birthday. So I did not pick up the camera. I did a little bit of reading, but not a lot, but I did a lot of reading this morning. I actually finished the Small Horrors collection of creepy stories by Darcy Coates, and I did bring What Feasts the Night by T. Kingfisher. I think I'm gonna start this next. I am out and about running some errands, and I think I might actually just head back home and start this. I do have it on audiobook, so I might actually listen to it while I swear to God, if you park next to me, I'm going to kill you. So I think I might listen to it while I kind of reorganize my office. I opened so much Pokemon last night for my birthday and just like within the last week, and I actually hit the Mega Gengar from Ascended Heroes last night, and I was in such utter shock that I opened that I got that. So my room is a mess. My office is a mess. And I literally started crying when I pulled that. So insert photo now. Maybe I'll show you later in the video, but insert a picture here. There it is. I got it out of a Ascended Heroes booster bundle, and like I said, in utter shock. So I need to organize my Pokemon. I have so much that I need to just like put places because it's all over my desk. So I think that'd be a good task for an audiobook. So this is gonna be my next read. This is like the book number 2 in the Soldier, I don't know what the series is called. Sworn Soldier. Yeah, gothic fiction, maybe some body horror. I don't know if this is like in the same world or if we're following similar characters. I have no idea. Oh, it is Easton. Yeah, Alex Easton. So it is. It's the same characters. We're following the same people. So I think I'm gonna head home and do all that I just said. So I am back home. I have my Pokemon cards set up here. I have my book, which I'm probably not going to read. I'm going to listen to. So I have my AirPods. I have some energy. And I wanted to show off the card I pulled last night, which again, I'm like looking at it and I'm in like utter shock that I actually pulled this. Can we believe that I pulled this? Because I don't. I for sure don't. If you don't know, this is like the top chase card in Ascended Heroes. I know this is a reading vlog and it has nothing to do with Pokemon, but this happened and I just can't believe. So I'm just gonna keep it by me in my sight at all times. So I have all my things here. I'm going to probably do a time lapse of me organizing all my cards and listening to the book and see how long I can do that for. Quick update, it has been a while because I was organizing my Pokemon and then my mom called, so then I yapped with her obviously, and then I got back and I finished organizing all of my pitch black cards and then stopped the audiobook, and I actually coincidentally ended on chapter 10, so that is 91 pages, so a good start into the book. And I'm enjoying it. I love the vibes. It's definitely very like gothic horror. Like just creepy, spooky stuff going on. And I love the artwork inside the cover pages. It's really pretty. So I like it. It's 5:30. I realized I have not had food in a while, so I'm probably gonna eat something and I might read a little bit later, but I'm gonna pause now. And of course the water thing starts as soon as I'm recording, but yeah, I think I might read a little bit more later. If not, we'll continue more tomorrow. It is Friday morning and I definitely tried to read a little bit this morning. I started chapter 10 of What Feasts the Night, and then I had to stop because it started to rain, and you're probably like, Kelly, why were you outside when it was raining? Pokemon. I was waiting in line and I was like, this will be a perfect time to get some reading done, and I only got one page in and then it started to rain, and I was like, I need to put this away because it's a library book. So I kind of listen to a little bit more on audiobook, but I like to do immersive reading where I like listen and read, especially if I'm in line. Like my focus needs to be on the book, because if it's not, I'm not going to listen to the audiobook by itself. Anyways, it is a very gloomy Friday, but hopefully the rain is done. I am going to go get coffee with my mom, and we're gonna go to like a nature center and maybe walk around and check it out, see what it's like, and I don't know what else we'll do, but maybe just hang out and have a mom-daughter day. So yeah, I don't know when I'll pick this up. Hopefully when I get home from all that, I can get some more reading done, and I know I'm more than halfway, I believe. So I could finish this today and potentially move on to the last book, which I might do just to they're so quick. Like, I mean, because they're so short. So I might just move on to the next book, which is what stalks the something. What is the next book called? Anyone know? It's in the other room, and I'm too lazy to grab it. So that is the plan for today. Have not read much, but I'm enjoying it. I like the continuation of this, like, eerie creepiness from the first book. So I'm enjoying it. Long time no see. It is actually Sunday. I want to apologize. I did not feel the need to pick up a camera yesterday. I spent most of the day celebrating my birthday with my fiance Austin, and we went mini golfing and shopping, and we just kind of spent the day together. And then in the evening we had dinner with my parents for my birthday. So the time that I finally was like, let me pick up the camera, was like 11 p.m. and I was just exhausted from the day of fun and being with people I love. So did not pick up the camera, but I did get some reading done. So let's update from the last clip that you saw, which I want to say was Friday. It's like in the morning or afternoon, something like that. I'm trying to remember, but I believe I was still reading What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher, and I brought it over to, we went over to one of Austin's friends' place, playing a game with them, but I also wanted to get some reading done while I was there, and I actually finished What Feasts at Night there, so that I finished Friday night. And I'll talk a little bit more about my rating and my thoughts towards the end of this video, because I want to kind of tie it in with my current read, What Stalks the Deep, which the goal is to finish it today before the video is over. So I finished What Feasts at Night on Friday. I did not start What Stalks the Deep until late last night before I went to bed, so around like 11:30 to midnight I might have started it, and just got a little bit into it. And then this morning I started listening to the audiobook as well as doing other things like making breakfast or chores around the house, laundry, you know the deal. So I'm currently in the middle of chapter 6, page 66. So I don't know how far that is. Let me check my Libby app, because I'm listening to the audiobook there. About 37% way through. I got about 3 hours and 43 minutes left, but Libby says I should finish it within the next hour and a half to 2 hours. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to finish this by listening to it and doing some other things. It is Sunday. It's kind of our reset day. This is kind of when I catch up on laundry that I didn't do throughout the week, and just kind of tidy up and get ready for the week. So probably won't do a lot of physical reading, and it will be a lot of audiobooking today. So let's get into it. It is now evening, and I have good news. I did finish What Stalks the Deep earlier, obviously, not like just now. I finished it earlier and then continued on with my day, and now we're here. So let's talk about What Stalks the Deep and What Feasts at Night, because I didn't really talk a lot about it and I want to do them kind of back to back. since they're within the same series. So let's start with What Feasts at Night by T. Kingfisher. This is book 2 in the Sworn Soldier series. I don't think you have to read the series in order. I'm pretty sure you can read them as standalones, but I think it makes the experience a lot better when you do read it in a series. So starting with What Moves the Dead, then this book, and then What Stalks the Deep. It just makes the experience a whole lot better. So this book takes place right after the events of What Moves the Dead. Our main character, Alex Easton, goes home to Galatia expecting something resembling rest, and instead finds a dead caretaker, a strange silence surrounding the property, and local stories about a folkloric creature that supposedly steals people's breath. Now, I thought of it more of a paranormal aspect to this book than folkloric, but I think T. Kingfisher did a great job to create that folklore atmosphere for this creature in this book. As I read What Moves the Dead and continued into What Feasts at Night, I got to learn a little bit more about Alex Easton, our main character, and I will say I enjoyed him as a main character, or I enjoyed them as a main character. Alex Easton is a mix of dry humor and bluntness with some military PTSD, as well as just like a genuine compassion for his friends and people who are near and dear to him, and terrible luck, because tell me why this character, this guy, is in these situations for 3 books. It makes it entertaining for the reader, but for him as a character, dang, he must really not love life to experience 3 different events of like creepy stuff going on. I really liked the setting or the atmosphere of this book. We had some eerie forests, nightmares, folklore aspects again added to it, and just a generally just creepy imagery throughout this story. And I think this whole series, T. Kingfisher does a great job with that. I did rate this a 3.75, so not as highly rated as What Moves the Dead. What Moves the Dead was a 4-star for me. This is, of course, just not the same feeling, but it is still very, very good, and I do recommend. I do want to say I think each story individually is really good and unique, but there was something about What Moves the Dead that was just so like something I've never read before, and something that really is going to like be like, oh, I remember reading that. Well, What Feasts the Night might take a little more brain power to remember what I read after maybe a year or so. So this was a 3.75. So let's move on to What Stalks the Deep. So this is What Stalks the Deep by T. Kingfisher. This is book 3 in the Sworn Soldier series. This actually came out last year, which is kind of crazy because I don't know why I thought this was an older series, but it's pretty fresh, and I'm wondering if she's gonna write more or if she's done with this, because I kind of love the adventures and things that Alex Easton goes through. It's so creative and just eerie and creepy, but I love reading about it. Now this story has Alex Easton travel to West Virginia to investigate a disappearance of an old friend's cousin in an abandoned coal mine. Now this one has more vibes of, from what I saw on Goodreads, people talking about H.P. Lovecraft. Now I've never read an H.P. Lovecraft story before, but for those of you who don't know, I think he writes sci-fi horror, if that's the case, and this kind of takes that vibe of H.P. Lovecraft. This story has more feeling, and by feeling I mean like, because you're going into a coal mine, T. Kingfisher really focuses on claustrophobia in this, meaning that you're in small spaces where the walls feel like they're caving in and you can't really look around and see what's going on in this mine. So I loved that she added that, because it definitely added something anxiety to the story while you're just for me, listening to the story, being like, oh my gosh, is he gonna get out, or is he gonna be crushed by all of these rocks? So loved that. That's something I liked. Like I said with What Feasts at Night, I think each book in this series individually is good, and I would recommend for you to read them because of how different each story is, and you kind of get, it feels like different episodes of a TV show, if I'm being completely honest. So I also rated this a 3.75. Again, just couldn't beat the first book. Like I said, that one, absolutely loved the body horror in that book and like the gothic feel. While these two were also very fun to follow, but also creepy and eerie and gothic in some ways, but they just didn't top What Moves the Dead. I really enjoyed reading this series, and I hope that T. Kingfisher adds more to this series because I want to know what Alex Easton's up to now. Like, where in the world is he gonna go next, and what kind of creature or paranormal thing is he going to run into? Because like I said, that guy has no luck, and I love his humor. His dry humor just definitely helped with the plot and made me giggle at some points. So liked this. This was fun. Now, unfortunately, the week is over, so I did not get to The Whispering Dead by Darcy Coates or Hollow Places by T. Kingfisher, but I definitely will keep them by my TBR in case I'm in the mood for something eerie and spooky and scary, because my TBR this month is not very eerie, spooky, Summerween vibe, but I've been loving Summerween and reading horror books throughout the summer. It's been a new favorite of mine. So unfortunately I did not get to these two in the video, but hopefully when it's time for my wrap up, I have read these and you can hear my thoughts about them at the end of the month. So we did finish 3 books this video. We finished Small Horrors, which is by Darcy Coates. This is a collection of 50 creepy stories. I enjoyed this a lot because you just got a bunch of creepy stories. I don't know if I gave a rating. I think I did just like a 4-star rating just because of you have so many different little stories in here. They're quick, they're fast-paced, they're only a few pages, so you get right to the point. Okay, I did rate it at 3.5 just because they were just so short, and you couldn't really like rate the story because there's multiple stories, and there's a few that were my fave, and there was some that I was like, this is not creepy at all. But if you want something that's like, what's that kid's book that I'm thinking of? Stories to Tell in the Dark, I think is what it's called. That, like, from when you're a kid, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. You might like this because this is more like, oh, I liked that as a kid, I'm gonna read this now because it's similar vibes, scary stories, you know? So that was the first book we finished. And then I struggled this week to pick up books because it is my birthday week. And I just became busy with all kinds of stuff, so I only finished these 2 within the last couple days, which is What Feasts the Night by T. Kingfisher and What Stalks the Dead by T. Kingfisher. So not the best reading week, but you know what? We got some reading done, and that's fine. It's books that I enjoyed, so that's another plus, because if I didn't enjoy them, then we would be having a problem. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming along and spending the week with me, my birthday week with me, reading some Summerween horror books. I definitely enjoyed it and will continue to read more horror books because I'm loving the genre. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and also make sure you subscribe. I post videos once a week, whether it's bookish content like this, lifestyle vlogs, kind of whatever I'm in the mood for. So if you like what you're seeing, you should go ahead and subscribe. That's about it. Thanks for watching. Bye!